Hello knitters, Phelan from Strands Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. And today I have What's on My Needles, a class, and Christmas in July. So stay tuned. Okay, so this is the peony that I've had on my needles for way too long, but I'm almost out of it. Done with it. I'm tangled up in my yarn. Okay, so this is the peony. It's got the border that's got the yarn overs in the top and the edge of the sleeves. Now, this particular top actually doesn't have sleeves. I've added sleeves because I don't do sleeveless. So what I'm doing, so this I added. I had to do a couple of versions before I got something that I sort of liked. And remember, this is a drop. So my sleeve actually, my shoulder actually hits about there. And so this whole thing becomes my sleeve. But I sort of liked it, and I tried it on, and I was like, okay, that's good. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know, I wonder what another couple rows would do. So now this one, I'm gonna do a few more rows and then try them on and pick one. So that means either this one will be right and I can bind it off, or this one will be right. No, this one will be right. And then I'll take out a couple rows of that one, and if this one's right, I have to undo my cast off, bind off, and add the extra rows and then bind it off again. So yeah, that's an easy thing to get something that I actually really like. It's worth that kind of time, which isn't that much time. I mean, we're talking maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you know, to correct the other side. So anyways, this is the Brittany. It's a cotton linen blend. It's very nice. I'm very excited. And the next class coming up is Festival of Stitches. Now, we've already started the knit along, but if you're still wanting to start the shawl, you can come to any of the classes and get started. And it just has a lot of really cool stitches, besides the fact that it's totally beautiful. It just has a lot of cool things going on. You got a lace section. This is a mosaic section. This is a cable section, and more lace, and then twisted rib. So there's a lot going on in it, so it's sort of fun to keep your interest. But yeah, and it's beautiful. So anyways, that class is July 19th from 12 to 2. And again, if you haven't started it and you want to start it, you're welcome to come. Okay, week 2 of Christmas in July. So we got our Christmas stuff out, so I'm going to show some of those. These are classic patterns that we've run now for, I don't know, maybe 5 years, and people keep making them because they're just standard things we do. The first of all is the Nomies, which, if you know me at all, you know I'm in love with Nomies. I'm a Waldorf teacher, and Nomies are everything. So here's our little Nomies. Now, these guys can also be Santas. So here's a picture of somebody that turned them into Santa Clauses. So that was really cute. So these are, you do have to know how to knit in the round, small, like with magic loop or 2 circulars. Other than that, it's not super hard. This is an I-cord, and then we stitch it on. This is the hardest hat because it has some stuff going on. But the other hats are just straight, and you can make that hat just straight. Wouldn't have, I think it's short rows that make it do that. But this, yeah. So anyway, so that's a set of 3. You can do whatever you want. You can make only the medium one, which he's a really good size to make because it'll go faster. And, or the little guy. So anyway, so that's an option for Christmas, and multiples, or yeah, this is a great multiples, or kids, because Nomies are cool. So there's the Nomies. So last year our multiple spotlight was on these Santas here. So this is actually knit flat, and then you seam it up the back. And the hat is not knit flat, but you could knit it flat. Did we knit it flat? No, it's seamed up the back too. So the whole thing is flat, seamed up the back. And this is the only thing that's like really something, but it's not hard. But this is intarsia, because you're gonna just use this on this right here. So you're just gonna keep this yarn here while you go, you know, all the way to here and all the way to here. But it's just a few rows, just a few little rows. And then I've just embroidered some eyes on, and that's our itty bitty tiny pom-pom that you make with the pom-pom maker. And there it is. And then we also use the same pattern on bigger needles. I think it's the same yarn, but just bigger needles. And so this guy's bigger, and this is our little snowman, whom stands up because I figured out that if I just sewed the middle closed, you can see the stuffing, but you know, it's decor, but he stands. So, and you could do that with this guy too. You just would see the center and then he would stand. So the fact that he stood was sort of cool. So this is the same pattern, just two different options. And then I talked about the Advent mittens and the garland for the mittens. So here are the mittens in real person. So they're here, there's a few of them. We got like 5 out. We didn't decorate everything because we don't want Christmas really in the store yet. But so here they are. That's about the size of them. This is a really great pattern. Again, after you've done a couple of them, you'll know what you're doing, and then they start pumping out because you're going to make, what is it, 25. So you're gonna make 24 of these, and now there's options of what you can do for the 25th day. So, but you're making 24. So you get it. It's not that hard. Once you've done 2 or 3, you'll have it down and you'll just be pumping this out. So, and it's so much fun to do. Also, if you wanna play with the color work and just sort of make it up, because that's really fun to do. And there's not very many patterns that you sort of can do that with, but it's really fun to do. And this is a great pattern to practice. Just, oh, I think I'm gonna stripe this one. Oh, I think I'm gonna do 2 tones and then put a button on it. I'm only gonna put 1 stripe in this one, and then I've got others that are striped the whole way, and then I've got more that have Fair Isle stuff and everything in them. But or they can be all solid. They don't have to have anything else, but just be solid. That's an option. You could possibly find use a long striping yarn that was colors you liked and do it that way. But so there's lots of options, but mostly it's multiples, but after you've done them, you're really good at it. Oh, and here's a picture of it, the garland. So it's a garland that you would hang up, and then, you know, have little whatever you're going to do for the Advent time. And then I had the one client who boxed it all up for her grandchild, you know, in a beautiful box, and it's just boxed up. So can you imagine being able to open that every year to get it out? How exciting that would be. So this is really good. If you've got grandkids, man, this is a really good tradition to put in there and get going. Okay, so most of the stuff is way up high. I can't quite get to it. So we have trees. This is one. I put up the pictures of the other ones. So this is a tree. This one has, what is that? That's reverse stockinette. So that's like the pearl side of stockinette, and this is cables. And then I have one, I think it has other cables, and the one that has color work. You put a cone in the middle of it to make it stand. So that's how it stands. So that's simple. This is done in the round. There's no seam on this, right? I made these so yeah. So this is done in the round, so you're gonna have to be able to do magic loop or 2 circulars for this, or learn to do them. You can also just make them plain. You don't have to cable, you don't have to do all the other stuff. You can do knits and purls and get texture on the tree and just, you know, have it that way. You also don't have to make them so big. This is just worsted. You could make them smaller. So that's what we have actually in the store now. So I've been looking for our new multiple for this year. So far, this is the only thing I found. So I'm gonna put it up here. I don't know if I'll be making it quite yet. See if there's anything else I can come up with. But it's this cute, they're really cute. So it's these cute little sheep. And so the wool on top is baubles. And then you're just knitting. And so this is technically like for soap, for a soap bar, and you know, use it, but you don't have to put soap in there. You could put cedar chips in there and put them in with your knitting. You can also just put lavender, whatever, you know, smell good, something, maybe a Christmassy smell in there, and it can be a package topper, it can be in a stocking, you know, and again, it can be multiples if you've got clubs or lots of children and you're just gonna do like lots of family, and you're just gonna do this for everybody, you know, and everybody gets one. So, you know, there's lots of different ways to use this, but this is really cute, and I really do like it a lot. It's been sort of sitting around. I've seen it now for the last couple of years, and I keep going, that's pretty cute. So that may be the one this year, if I don't come up with anything else. So stay tuned. Okay, so that's it for this. So now I'm doing Christmas in July classes. All right, so there's 3 classes coming up that are just for anything you want to start for the Christmas in July thing. So any multiples you want to start, you want some help, again, starting stuff now, you can actually do sweaters and children's stuff, like children's sets. Here, I'll put a couple of children's sets up here, so that's an idea, you know, blanket and a little sweater, or blanket and a hat and one of these little toys that we can do. So that's what this is for. If you want to do a throw for somebody, you know, that takes longer, so you've got time to get that done before Christmas. Like, again, you're doing this so that it's not stressful, you're not being stressed out, and you're not doing the whole, I gotta get this done, I gotta get this done in the last minute, because that's not good energy to put in your gifts. I'm behind, I gotta get this done, I gotta get this done. So don't do that. Start now, get them done, where you can put lots of love and relaxation into your knitting, and then that's much better rounding off of the gift. So my goal, because there were times when, as a musician, as a church musician, there were times when I had so many concerts, performances in December. If my stuff wasn't done by Thanksgiving, it wasn't going to get done. It did. All my weekends were booked out. So, and I found that that's actually really nice to have it all done by Thanksgiving, and then just to be able to go and enjoy the holidays, and then pick up something to knit if you want to knit something else for somebody. But there's no like hurry about it. You know, it can be, or you can start yourself something. Start yourself a sweater or something for, you know, to knit over the Christmas holidays. And yeah, so that's a really good goal, is Thanksgiving. Have it done by Thanksgiving. You'll thank yourself. All right, and that's it for this week, and I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye.